Welcome to Travelpop, 10 minutes, one country, each week, on Cavan Online Radio. In this week's episode, I have 10 minutes to talk about Laos. That's right, folks, Laos People's Democratic Republic, also known as Laos PDR. Its quintessential quality is a very laid-back, unspoilt, untouristic destination for people to experience. Laos PDR, Laos People's Democratic Republic, actually stands for Laos Please Don't Rush. That's right, it is still a beautiful, beautiful place where you can sit back, sip your cocktails and watch the sunset over the Mekong River as you're just idling away in a boat downstream. It's an absolutely amazing place. Despite its small population, Laos has 49 ethnic groups or tribes, making it a massively amazing multicultural place. The temples are ornate, they're beautiful to see, and you have to go and see some of them, like the Pha That Luang in Vientiane. And we'll come to some of that stuff in a minute. To talk about the climate, Laos has 3 distinct seasons. The hot season is from March to May, when temperatures can soar as high as 40 degrees Celsius, and I've experienced that. It's both dry heat and wet heat, and it's amazing, amazing. Slightly cooler wet season is May to October, when temperatures are around 30 degrees Celsius, but tropical downpours are frequent and transport is very, very, very difficult. And in some years, the Mekong River will flood, and it's an incredible experience to see because the Mekong is one of the greatest rivers in the world. From November to March is called the dry season, which is very low rainfall, temperatures as low as 15 degrees Celsius or even to 0 in the mountains at night. And it's the high season when the most tourists are in the country. However, towards the end of the dry season, the north parts of Laos, particularly everything north of the city of Luang Prabang, can become very hazy due to farmers burning fields and fires in the forests. Laos can be divided into 3 different sections. Northern Laos, which is basically the hill tribe villages, mountains and remarkably charming former capital. There's Central Laos, which is Southeast Asia's sleepiest capital city and rural countryside. Absolutely beautiful. And then Southern Laos has the Mekong flatlands, more mountains, and the area is least visited by tourists. So if you're looking for a section of a country where you want to be probably one of the only Westerners there, go to Southern Laos. Some of the cities are Vientiane, which is the capital. It's a really sleepy capital, and wandering around the city streets, particularly during midday or that kind of area, it's almost like a deserted city. It's really eerily beautiful. And then at night time, when it cools down, it becomes alive with people on the streets, and there's almost a kind of a little festival atmosphere. So some of the most beautiful images I remember from Vientiane is the markets on the side of the Mekong River at night time when people come out suddenly. In the north on the Mekong with the border with Thailand, there is Hue Giai. It's a beautiful town. And then capital of the north, known for its trekking, if you're into trekking in the kind of jungle area, is Luang Namtha, and it's very well known area and easy to get to. Luang Prabang is a UNESCO World Heritage City known for its numerous temples, colonial era architecture and vibrant night market. Definitely go to Luang Prabang if you have a chance. It's an absolutely beautiful place and it's well worth a visit just for the temples. And if you are going hiking in the north, stop in Luang Prabang on your way, and there is an airport to get you in there as well. There's Muangze, also known as Udomse, and it's the capital of a multi-ethnic province in the area. And Muangze is, if you're interested in anthropology, different tribes experiencing lots of different people, that's a good place to go. Pak Beng is another city which is halfway point on the overnight slow boat between Hue Se and Luang Prabang. Very, 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 very advisable to get that. It's a beautiful slow boat, and taking a slow boat on the Mekong is one of the most amazing experiences in Southeast Asia you will ever have. Pak Se is the gateway to the Wat Phu ruins and the 4,000 islands, also known as Si Phan Don. So that's a really, really good way to say. Savannakhet in the south of Mekong, connected by bridge to Mukdahan in Thailand. That's on the border, and it's one of the amazing places you get to see a lovely border crossing between the two countries. And another place to go is Tak Kek. It's a popular base for exploring the national park and the famous Konglor caves in the area. Well worth the trip, and do try and get to those caves, they're beautiful. If you're interested in ecotourism and trekking, you can do the Ban Nalan Trail. It's a 2-day ecotourism trekking in the north of the country. These Angkor-style Khmer temples are in Champasak, and they're similar to the Cambodian temples because they're from the same Khmer culture. But these are lesser known, lesser touristic, and still a nice place to visit. So, there's other areas to see. The Plain of Jars, it's an Iron Age cemetery site located near Phonsaphane. It's also the main location to learn about the Secret War as well. And Van Vieng is the backpacker hangout for exploring the local limestone caves, and that's where you go to go tubing on the Nam Song River. And tubing literally is getting in your dungarees or your shorts or whatever, jumping into the river in a big tube tire and floating down. And sometimes if you want a pint of beer or something, you wave and they bring you in, you give them the money, you get your beer and you continue on down the river. It's incredible. If you do get a chance as well, there's Vieng Zai, and that's spelled Vieng, next word XAI, and it's a really remote cultural oasis and symbolic cradle of Marxism in the area. And go see the caves where the Pathat Lao leaders ran their operation in defiance of the West. It's an incredible place to go. Visas are available on arrival at most major airports and cities, etc., etc. And most visas, and it's a 2-month travel visa or tourist visa, is usually around the range of $45. In some of the lesser cities, it's hard to change some of the currency, so do try and pick up some of the currency before you leave as well. It can be a little bit difficult, particularly if it's later in the day. Most of the currency is gone from some of the other people coming in. Let's go over to some of the attractions. Okay, so some of the natural attractions there. The key attraction to Laos is undoubtedly its status as the least westernized, most relaxed, and thereby the most authentic of all Indo-Chinese nations. By Indo-Chinese nations, we mean the Southeast Asian mainland nations between India and China. How much longer this will last is open speculation, but while it does, this is a truly special and unique country to visit, and I really emphasize unique country to visit. So all you need to do is just go into the Lao websites. It's amazing to find. Some of the natural attractions I'll just list off are absolutely outstanding, absolutely outstanding. The Mekong River itself is huge. Its tributaries together create perhaps the single most important geographical feature of this country. Its meandering path in the north has created some of the most stunning limestone karst regions on earth. The backpacker central town of Vang Vieng is a commonly used base for exploring these karst regions. Further north, the terrain becomes a lot more hilly and the jungle a lot less explored, so do be careful when you're in the area. You can get lost. Try and keep to the trails and try and keep with guides if you can. Luang Nantha is the far northern town, which makes the best base for those visitors who really want to see the truly remote Lao wilderness. And that's as far as I got, was Luang Nantha. I didn't actually make it to the south. And it's directly experienced the lifestyle of various hill tribes in the region. That's where you want to go. So in direct contrast to northern Laos, the Mekong Delta lowlands in the south are totally flat. Sifan Don, or also known as 4,000 Islands, is a great place for experiencing what's the most chilled and relaxed region anywhere in Asia. You experience local village life, you take it all in doing absolutely nothing. That's the aim there, is to go and relax. There's also some wonderful river-based sites, including the largest falls anywhere in Southeast Asia, and if you're lucky you might get close up with the Mekong pink dolphin, which is inhabited in the area. If culture is more your thing and less than the natural attractions, in this most Buddhist of nations, it's no surprise that temples are the key attraction. In the capital city of Vientiane, the three-layered Gilda Stupa, or Pha That Luang, is the national symbol and most important religious monument in the country, dating from the 16th century. Important to show respect when you're there. There are numerous other temples. They're beautiful, which are on their own make the stay in the capital vital for any visitor to Laos. The whole of the ancient capital of Luang Prabang is an entire UNESCO World Heritage Site. Befitting that status, this is a truly unique city, and I mean that. It is unique. I've never ever seen anywhere as uniquely gorgeous and beautiful and ornately templed as Luang Prabang. Its beautifully preserved gilded temples with their attendant orange-robed monks mould seamlessly with traditional wooden Lao houses, and grand properties from the French colonial era complement them in a strange sort of way. Spotlessly clean streets with thriving cafe culture on the banks of the Mekong River and the Nam Khan complete the picture of a city which is almost too pleasant to be true. It is amazing. The Plain of Jars is a megalithic archaeological landscape dating from the Iron Age. Thousands of stone jars are scattered over large areas of the low foothills near Phonsavan. The main archaeological theory is that the jars form part of an Iron Age burial ritual in the area, but it hasn't been proven. It's very mysterious, very strange. The area suffered tragic damage from an American bombing during the Secret War of 1960s, and many unexploded bombs remained. So do stay in areas where tourists are advised to go. Do not stray off. When the process is complete, it'll be unlikely to be a UNESCO World Heritage Site to absolutely revel in. Wat Phu is a ruined Hindu Khmer temple complex in the Champasak province, and that is worth going to visit if you've ever wanted to go to Angkor Wat, but you don't want the inundation of tourists. Go visit this, it's quite interesting. In recent history as well, the town of Vientiane provides striking insight into the recent history not only of Laos but of the whole of Indochina. In 1964, the US began intensive bombing of the Lao Communist Movement, or Pathet Lao, bases in Dien Quang. Under much bombardment, the Pathet Lao moved east to this location, Vientiane, and established their headquarters in the limestone karst cave networks around the town. An entire hidden city was established which supported 20,000 people. During 9 years of almost constant American bombing, the Pathet Lao sheltered in these caves and lived in a largely subterranean environment. Schools, hospitals, entire markets, as well as government buildings, a radio station, a theatre, military barracks, they were all hidden and developed in the caves. After the 1973 ceasefire, Vientiane briefly became the capital of Laos before the function was moved to Vientiane in 1975. There are formal daily tours of these caves, and it's well worth experiencing that tour. Okay, my 10 minutes is up on Laos. I just want to say please do go, folks. If you're ever in Southeast Asia, do not go to Laos. It's incredible and amazing, and the people are incredible. And that's my 10 minutes. Thank you. Bye-bye.